Hello, 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 and welcome. My name is Nick. I am sitting across from Q as usual, and we are here to save the universe. And we are, of course, joined by our lovely and talented producer, Jeff Rena. You doing okay today, Jeff Rena?
Doing good, man. How are
Good.
you?
Man, it's good. I'm glad you're doing good. I am not doing that well today. I am stopped up. My blood pressure has been off the charts for about a week, and I watched the Falcons game yesterday.
Which made your blood pressure rise more.
I've been a Falcons fan for a while. I'm not like a lifelong Falcons fan, but I felt like about 10, 15, probably nearly 15 years ago now that I wanted to pick a team and kind of have a team in the NFL. So I decided to go with the Falcons. Close to home. Not even sure that the Tennessee Titans existed yet at that time because they were that's a fairly new thing. So. Anyway, the Falcons, and they drafted one of my favorite players of all time from Alabama, Julio Jones. So I'm like, all right, it's a good pick. All right, and they've drafted some more Alabama guys, which is cool. I like rooting for Alabama guys in the NFL. So it's gotten closer. And then, of course, the Super Bowl happened 4 years ago, where they allowed the Patriots to come back from 28-3 and lose the Super Bowl. And ever since then, man, it's just been downhill. And yesterday was the absolute. Let me give you a statistic here, Q. I just found this out this morning, and I just had to walk away from the TV. All right. So in the history of keeping stats since 1933 professional football,
Right.
okay, if a team scores 39 points and has 0 turnovers, they are 440-0 until yesterday.
Now they're 440-1.
Now they're 440-1.
It's great to be the first at something.
It's not. It's not. 404, 39 points and 0 turnovers. You absolutely should be that high of a number because 39 points and no turnovers. If you figure out a way to lose that game, that's just sad.
Well, the other sad thing is they lost to Dallas, who's not that good this year.
No, they're not. They're not. And okay, so I don't know if you've seen the play, the onside kick.
No,
All right, so Dallas scores with like 30 seconds left, and so they've got to get an onside kick. I think they're like down to one timeout, and the kicker just he puts the ball on the ground. He didn't even put it on a tee. He puts it on the ground sideways, and just kicks it, and it just starts spinning, and it's barely moving. 5 guys on the Atlanta Falcons are standing around this football, just watching it.
Did they not think it went the 10 yards?
Well, it doesn't matter. They're the receiving team. They can pick it up any time.
Right.
But they just stood there and watched it. I mean, it was barely moving. All they had to do is just one of them drop on it. And then it does finally roll the 10 yards, and one of the Dallas guys jumps on it before any of them. Yeah, they get like a 10-yard run, kick, field goal, ball game.
Wow.
I really.
Why didn't they just jump on it?
It was the most 2020 game.
Why didn't they just jump on it?
I don't know. Everybody, like I'm listening to sports radio this morning, watched SportsCenter before I left the house. Same question everybody's asking. Why
Did they not address that in the press conference?
I don't know. I don't understand how 5 guys who play professional football don't know. I mean, they obviously thought that it had to roll the 10 yards. I guess that's the only thing I can think. But it doesn't.
No, it
if you're the receiving
You
team,
get it whenever you want
if
to.
you're the receiving team, you can. As soon as the foot touches the ball, you can catch it.
Yeah. It's really sad for the Falcons. I'm not necessarily. I like watching the Falcons. I like New Orleans.
Which I don't understand.
And I love the Titans.
Yeah.
I actually was a Houston Oilers fan
Yeah.
that became the Titans, really, because they had a quarterback I loved, Warren Moon. when he
Yeah.
played.
Yeah. I loved Warren Moon.
He was kind of like the, I don't know, running quarterback ish type deal.
Well,
Yeah.
he was kind of like. I mean, he was kind of the guy because Warren Moon came up in the day of Joe Montana and Dan Marino and Jim Kelly and all those greats. And he was almost like the outlier there. But if you look at his stats, his numbers, he's right there with those guys.
Oh yeah, he was good.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
He was solid. He was going to play as long as he wanted to play.
Mm-hmm.
So I liked them, and then when they became the Titans, I kind of followed them. I went to that's the only pro football game I've ever been to is the Titans, like in real life.
Yeah, the only pro game I've been to is Falcons back when I was a kid. But so I guess, for the rest of the season, I mean, because I do root for the Titans as well. So for the rest of the year, I mean, that's tighten up.
No, you're not gonna watch your Falcon games?
I don't think I can. I don't think I can put myself through it, and not at least until I figure my blood pressure out.
Why do you think your blood pressure's high? Honestly,
I don't know. There has been some challenges at work lately. We've had some things happen that have made it difficult to. You once said, but in my other job, I'm an oil salesman, and you once said, because we were having issues, and you said, I don't understand the oil industry, but I would think to me that you take orders for oil, and then you deliver that oil.
Seems pretty simple, pretty cut and dry.
Second part of that we're struggling with, right?
I don't. That makes no sense. No, you can't talk bad about your company because they could listen to this.
They won't. But I mean, I'm not. I mean, we some of it's outside. I mean, we've had some trucks go down and some things like that, and we've, like a lot of companies, when all this craziness started happening, some people got furloughed. Those people, some of them found other jobs. Some of them don't want to come back because they found that unemployment. They're making almost as much as they were working for us. So we're down people, we're down trucks, and hopefully we'll get turned around. But it's stressful. Because you got customers calling constantly saying, "Where's my stuff? Where's my stuff?"
Yeah, I mean, here's the
thing.
thing.
Then I wind up having to put 4 drums of oil in the back of my little pickup truck and carry it around.
If I have some business where I need oil and you can't get me oil, then I'm just going to go find somebody else to get
Call
me
the next business. Correct. Yeah.
Because things that need oil, if they don't have it, break.
Yeah.
Like it's not like it's just I'd like to have oil. It's like
No.
I've got to have oil.
No, this is not like calling. Like, hey, that new pet rock you've got there in stock. I want one of those pet rocks. Because at the end of the day, that guy might like to have a pet rock, but his life's not going to break down if he doesn't have a pet rock.
Why don't y'all just pay drivers more?
You just went above my pay grade.
Okay.
Man. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I'm just thinking that was a solution I would. A potential solution.
It sounds.
If we're trying to save the universe, that's just a potential.
Yeah.
If you're listening, I don't even know who you work for. Oil company out there.
It's actually on my shirt.
Reladine, if you're listening, I didn't know what that was. You wear a bunch of weird oil stuff. Reladine, if you're listening, just pay some truck drivers more, and they'll hang around and they'll drive really good for you. In fact, if it's a certain number, just call me.
So I think it's a combination of stress, combination of.
I think you eat bad food.
I don't. I've been eating a lot better. I really have been eating a lot.
It doesn't look like it in your face.
Thank you. What does it mean? Don't look like it in my face?
You can just tell when you look at somebody's face, like if they've been eating good or not.
It's really mean.
That is.
It's not like a chubbiness in your face. I'm not talking about
Talked
that.
about Nick's face like 3 times.
I really do believe we get around to my face way too much.
It's color and tint and all that stuff. Shape of your cheekbones.
I have literally had a
your
bowl.
jowls.
It's
all that.
So mean.
I'm growing my beard back out. I have literally had a bowl of Raisin Nut Bran today. That is what I've eaten today.
Okay.
There's nothing wrong with Raisin Nut
It's a little
Bran.
bit of me. I had 3 sausage balls for breakfast.
That's a lot worse than me.
Okay, and I had like some sixlets for lunch.
So show me whatever this is in your face, because I guarantee you got it in yours too.
No, it's your coloring and stuff, man, and the nose specklies.
My nose specklets.
And the jowls.
My nose specklets.
Grief.
You know what I'm talking about, Jeff.
No, I don't.
No,
Yes, you
nobody
do.
knows what you're talking about.
Everybody
If
knows
you
what I'm
please,
talking
if you hear this podcast and you know what Q is talking about, please someone translate.
Everybody knows.
Somebody email me.
Sometimes I look at people's face and I'm like, ooh, they're
nickandq@gmail.com. Email us. I want to know if you can tell how someone has been eating by looking at their face. I need to know. Scientist, somebody, please, a doctor, please let me know. I need to know.
I have dry skin when I shave my mustache, which I'm dealing with.
Yeah, that can happen.
Yeah, so I don't know if I need to oil it more.
I put lotion on my face every day. I know.
That makes me feel like
People say it's not very.
I couldn't even tell, so that makes me a little scared.
Grief.
No, my dad has had some things removed on like his forehead and his cheeks and things like that, and I put on lotion with
Is
sun.
his blood pressure high?
Yeah. But I mean, yeah, that's where I mean, it's very my blood pressure is very genetic in my family. I mean, like grandparents, parents, yeah. I mean, like when they first told me I needed blood pressure medicine, I was like, hey, let me try to lose some weight and see if that helps. And I lost 10 pounds in a month and came back and it had not changed.
I feel
anything.
like what we say when we say things are hereditary is just an excuse for us to be whatever we are. Sometimes.
Sometimes, but literally, I mean, I did the work. I put the work in to try to get my blood pressure down, and it didn't work because now I mean, it's just always going to be like, I'm going to have to be on blood pressure medicine. You're on blood pressure medicine?
I am on blood pressure. I get it, but I checked mine the other night. It was like, what I tell you, it was like 112 over 59.
Well, that's great. I'm going through it. I'll get it figured out. We'll figure it out some one
I
way.
even
or
did
another.
it twice. And then on my, that wrist thing, And the second time it was like 115 over 61 or something like that.
Those don't work. They never do.
No, I asked them. They said they're actually better than
Some
you think
do.
they are.
Yeah, some do. I've got a wrist one that works pretty well.
So I don't.
My wife just keeps buying me.
You know
new
what?
ones.
It doesn't matter because when I see that low number, you know what it does? It lowers my blood pressure.
Which is why I try not to check mine.
But if it's good, it lowers it.
Yeah, I know, but it just hadn't been lately, so I just
So then it just goes up.
so then it just goes up even more. Yeah, yeah. So it's good. I'm pretty sure at this point, if you put a blood pressure cuff on me, my blood pressure goes up 10 points on both sides.
I'm gonna help you, man. I'm gonna just check on your eating.
All right, you can check on my eating.
Make sure it's good.
I appreciate that.
Good grief.
I appreciate that. Let me see. Thursday night, I had glazed salmon
Ooh, that sounds
and asparagus and rice. And
good.
Friday night,
We need to
and
get that rice out. Just add some spinach.
actually,
in.
it wasn't rice. What's that? Risotto? It was risotto.
Ooh, still.
Risotto with goat cheese. It was good. And then I had, and then Friday night no, I guess it was Saturday night. We had, this was good. We had poblano peppers stuffed with ground turkey, rice, and corn.
That's really healthy.
It was.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm telling you, it's not my diet right now. There have been times in my life where I could have said, yeah, it's my diet. But right now it's not.
I'm gonna go
Yeah.
jog. I'm jogging 2 laps today.
Yeah, I hear. You think the foot can handle that?
I don't know. We'll see. It's a little sore this morning. Ain't gonna lie.
Well, just don't overdo it because that's what you do, and you'll wind up
My day-to-day.
You'll wind up making it worse
My
again.
day to day's so long. I think I'm gonna jog at the very end of it. I might video it and just send it to you guys.
Jog at the very like tonight.
At 9 tonight. My last meeting's at 7. It's last from 7 to 9.
The last thing I want at 9 o'clock is a text message from you jogging. Like
Why?
a video of you. Because you already... you text everybody at 8:30 last night saying, hey, we're getting together at 5 in the morning. I was like,
Yeah.
no.
I didn't say you had to be there. I just thought, hey, if anybody wants to,
I don't want pictures of
Yeah,
you running.
I'm sending it to you. It's inspiring.
it's not
And Matt showed up, by the way.
at 5 o'clock this morning.
Yeah. Well, 5:20.
So a lot earlier than I would have showed up. All right, so we've had some very 2020 things going on, like we talked about. So like kind of like the Falcons, and I'm thinking my blood pressures could just
Could
be
be
a result of 2020.
Yes,
I
I
think I
totally
may
agree.
just have 2020 blood pressure.
That's
Yeah,
that could be absolutely
because there are a lot of things going on in the world that stress me out these days. Honestly,
Yeah, I was having coffee today, and I told the
Yeah.
guys I was having coffee with that I think most of our minds have went through more trauma than we realized.
I don't doubt that at all. I don't doubt that at all. I mean, we've talked about how I have a friend who's actually my doctor in Aniana when I was in college, who's died from COVID. My youth pastor when I was in junior high is in the hospital on a ventilator with COVID right now. So I mean, this
How
it's
old's
just
he?
a lot. I figured it up the other day. 66.
Okay,
Yeah,
older.
Yeah, older. But yeah, I mean, not old, but
No, it's
yeah.
old. I mean, we as we get older, we act like it's not old, but it's old. I know.
No, I'm gonna continue to act like it's not that.
I know we act like that because we're like,
Yeah.
oh, that's
Well, I also
20
want to
years
act
away.
like that because my dad is 66, and
My
I
dad
don't,
is
I don't,
too.
I don't want to pretend he's that.
My
old.
dad just turned 66
Yeah.
on 9/11, and he's old.
Yeah,
He looks more like a skeleton every day.
no, he doesn't.
Not like a
your
skeleton.
Your dad looks great for 66.
No, he does look not. I don't mean like a skeleton. He does look great for 66, but I can just see age. Like,
Yeah, oh no, I get that too.
like
I get that too.
I start to see it.
You start seeing like
and it's weird
Yeah.
seeing your dad get old.
It is. It is. It is weird.
Because I remember my granddad, And then I start like comparing my old memories of my granddad and now what my dad's beginning to look like.
Yeah, it's very true.
It's weird, man.
The weird thing about the difference between my granddad and my dad is my granddad, which it's kind of odd. My granddad was a good 6 to 8 inches taller than my dad, which is interesting. Which I'm 6 inches taller than my dad.
Your dad's a short man.
Yes, so it's my dad has like is it 4 brothers? 3 brothers and 1 sister, and like most of them are all like my dad's height. And then my Uncle Larry is like 6'2".
Wow.
It's weird.
Would your dad be offended if I called him Shorty?
Yes.
Just wondering.
So last time we talked about a 2020 issue of trying not to store explosive materials in places where it could explode
Yes.
and destroy lots of stuff. Basically, we're asking to put people smarter than us in charge of explosives.
We're asking for some human decency and some common sense in this world.
All right. So today, on top of everything else that's going on in 2020, I feel like more and more this year, we keep seeing these UFO spottings.
Oh, yeah.
Have you? I mean, it's like nonstop. Like I saw an article today where Japan's defense system had just picked up some unidentified flying objects, like in the last couple of days. We've had a Goodyear blimp that apparently 5 days ago spotted an unidentified flying object. And now, like icing on the cake, like today, the U.S. Space Force, which exists, the United States Space Force has been deployed to the Arabian Peninsula today, as we are talking right now.
We don't know why.
I'm assuming they're going there to begin training. So our country now officially has a space force.
Isn't that a TV show?
And they are. It's a TV show based on a real thing. It's was it 2 years ago that our president announced that we would be having a space force? Yeah,
We have they're like
we have a space force.
space soldiers.
We have a 6th division of our military, the United States Space Force. It's real. It is not just a Steve Carell television show.
I did not know
That television show is based on the real thing.
I do know about a month ago, the Pentagon released a statement saying that they had obtained materials that came from. This was the actual statement. I'm gonna try to quote it. This is pretty close. We have obtained materials from aircraft not of this world. The Pentagon released that.
Why isn't that in the news?
Look it up. Look that up real quick and see if that's not a legit thing.
It's not in the news because, as crazy as that is, there's crazier. It's
I think what they're trying to do is I think that maybe there's I don't want to say this. I don't want to believe in UFOs, but if UFOs are real, I think they're trying to like ease us into that reality, not like
But why pick
shock us.
2020 to do?
It's a great time. We're open to all kind of ideas in 2020.
So I guess my thought as I've been reading through this and thinking about this, all right, is we're kind of trying to solve 2020 things. First, Q, as the great military strategist that you are, first, what I would like to hear from you is, all right, so if UFOs are real, then they've been here since what, 1940s? 1950s was like the first.
Maybe since Egyptian times.
Maybe, but I mean, that's like the first like reporting. So they've been around. All right. So first of all, I want to hear what is their strategy? Like, what have they been doing all this time, and what are they prepping for? Whoever is headed our way.
Okay.
Like if it's you.
Okay. Did you find that statement, by the way?
Yeah.
What is it? Read it, exactly.
I can't find a direct quote, but like the quick quote is, "We couldn't make it ourselves. We found something that's not of this earth," and that's referring to vehicles.
Isn't that crazy? That's the Pentagon. That's not.
This is a Marvel movie. This is becoming a Marvel movie.
That's not
This
Trump's
was in
Twitter feed.
July.
We're now
Yeah.
we're making military vehicles out of Chitauri stuff that was left behind after the invasion.
It was the New York Times.
Yeah, it was the
Posted
Times.
it.
I'm talking about this was like a legit deal.
All right. So they're coming.
Okay.
What are they thinking?
Well, I think a lot of people think that if aliens do exist and they're coming here, then they have technology to just overrun us because their spacecraft, the way it moves, and we don't have any kind of.
Because most people have seen the videos.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
the way they move and zigzag. I mean, yeah.
And we can't. We haven't been able
Can't
to create
duplicate
that.
it, no, yeah.
We haven't been able to, as far as we know.
Mm-hmm.
But so I think that they, if they saw us, I think one of two things happened. All right, I think there's one of two things. Number one, they saw us and they were like, "This is a primitive."
We're not a threat.
Right.
Yeah.
And so they've just been watching us. I think it'd probably been interesting when they saw, if they were watching us, I think they would have saw major things happen like nuclear bombs go off. I think they would have saw the moment we kind of got the technology of splitting the atom and saw what we've done with it. So that could have put them on kind of red alert a little bit, or like maybe these folks are getting to a level we need to interject. I don't know. Maybe that's why we're seeing more of it. But the other thing I think is maybe equally as interesting is, and I've never heard anybody argue this, but if there is aliens out there, how do we even know they're like us? Like, what if their genetic makeup is completely other than
Yeah.
our genetic makeup?
Yeah. Something we can never even, yeah.
So like, what if they're completely peaceful beings with no testosterone, no ego? What if ego and testosterone, which are we'd say human things, don't exist in their world? So what if they had all that technology to create aircraft, but when they first came here and saw weaponry, they'd never even thought about weaponry. So part of my wondering is, are they studying us to better their weapon? They're like, are we actually teaching them how to do weapons? Are they trying to figure out, okay, let's see what they're doing weapon wise and aggression wise, and then we gotta go back and prepare for this group? Because I mean, that's the thing, we don't know what aliens are.
No.
If they're out there.
Is there a possibility, because all these sightings are happening in 2020, that they're looking at what's going on right now and waiting for a moment to step in to maybe save us? Like they may be going, hey, obviously these guys are struggling. And they're like, I mean, do you think that there are benevolent beings?
Maybe.
yeah.
Man, what do you do if like tomorrow, like real news is showing you like some spacecrafts coming down and talking to world leaders? How do how do you process that as a human being?
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you do. I mean, yeah. I mean, your whole world turns upside down at that point. Yeah.
Like to me, that's almost like that's zombie apocalypse stuff. Like,
Yeah.
like if I woke up and that was happening, it'd be the same thing if I woke up and they're like, "Hey, the whole state of Idaho is turning into zombies. There's now a zombie apocalypse. Guard yourself or whatever."
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
I don't even know how we exist. If there is alien life out there, I don't even know how we continue to exist as a species in the same way we are.
No, it definitely changes. And I guess that kind of leads me to my next question, because once again, as a military strategist, so all right, so let's say that the appearances are coming up. We're seeing more and more sightings, things like that. So let's say they are preparing for attack. What are we doing? How do we prepare?
Well, I think
Is there anything that we can do to prepare?
I think the first thing we got to do is we got to start colonizing the moon. That's got to happen.
Yeah.
We should have already done that.
Well, I think that's what Space Force is for.
Well, if Lance Armstrong could go to the moon in the 60s, we should have already been
I think it was
colonized.
Neil Armstrong. Lance, yeah. Lance Armstrong is the one
Pedals
that
dang way up to
yeah.
the
Live strong, baby. Live strong.
Lance Armstrong is the guy who rides bicycles and cheats on Sheryl Crow.
That's true.
Is one ball.
Live strong. You remember when we all were wearing Live Strong bracelets?
Oh yeah,
Those yellow bracelets.
yeah.
Like, he's the greatest hero
They got
in
big
the
for a while.
world.
I got big for a while.
Then he let us
Well, he
all
won
down.
like 27 Tour de
Yeah,
France.
but then he was like-
and just realized that he was just mainlining steroids
Yeah.
like the entire time.
And then he broke Sheryl Crow's heart. If I had a Live Strong bracelet right now, I'd walk over in that corner and pee on it.
How you break Sheryl Crow's heart, man?
Something wrong with that.
Yeah, it's sad.
But if Neil was there in the 60s, we should have already colonized the moon, and we should have a contingency plan, because if they are weaponized, if aliens are weaponized, they're going to be so much more advanced than us that we've got to have a pretty stringent contingency plan,
Yeah.
which I think was colonize the moon and wait till them all get on the Earth, and then you have to nuke the Earth completely.
Yeah.
But I don't know what that does to the moon. It probably sends the moon in a weird.
Yeah, I would think so because I'm pretty sure it's the gravitational pull of the Earth that actually keeps
Holds
the
the
moon
moon
in
there.
orbit. Yeah.
It'd probably turn out all right.
We just float around in the
I
galaxy.
mean, that's the thing. How do you fight something you don't even know what it is?
That's true. That's what I'm saying. I mean, is there anything at all that we can do to prepare?
Because
for
like
this?
you watch all those different movies, like Signs, it was water.
Yeah. Yeah, of all things. Yeah.
Like if it's something dumb like that, I'm gonna be so happy. I'll be like,
What is
water kills
War
you.
of the War of the Worlds? It's just basically like the bacteria in our atmosphere that
Yeah.
basically takes them down. Yeah. Yeah.
What was it on Mars Attack? That was an interesting movie.
I don't
It
know.
was the yodeling country guy.
Yeah.
He made the brain explode.
Yeah. So what if it's that? What if it's yodeling?
Maybe we all need to be learning how to yodel.
We don't know what it
Maybe we
is.
need to go hanging out with Jewel.
There's no way. She does yodel.
She does yodel.
It's pretty interesting.
It's actually, yeah.
So there's no way to know like how to strategize because they might be impervious to bullets or they might like I don't know be intangible to some in some way. So you got to I don't know how to prepare for that.
So is our best bet just when they land, just surrender, just go, hey, just whatever you need me for, I'm here, and just like turn ourselves over, just swap sides, and see if that works.
Why do you think they've not landed though?
I mean,
I think they're scared.
well, I mean, it could be. I mean, because it could still be the situation where there's still some unknowns. You're right, and we're all scared of the unknown to a degree. So yeah,
Like you ever seen those like huge ant mound colonies like in the African ants and stuff?
oh yeah, they're just gigantic. Yeah,
Yeah. Like we're all bigger than them.
yeah.
More intellectual, more powerful, have better tools.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to go and step in the middle of one of those and try to like disrupt that?
No, I'm not interested.
I wonder if that's what they're looking at us like. Like, okay, there's
Yeah.
a lot of them. They have bombs made from atoms. Like, I just don't know if they
Yeah.
want to. I don't know if they.
Yeah,
Maybe they looked at the human race and went, they're angry and scary. I don't
Yeah.
want to deal with that.
yeah. It's a strong possibility. There's a strong possibility that we are just like crazy enough that where they just not real sure.
If
Like
an alien craft
yeah.
landed out here, if they started landing everywhere, and one landed right outside the studio right here,
Mm-hmm.
right outside here, and the alien walked in the door, I mean, what are you gonna do?
I don't know. I mean, I guess. I mean, in my current situation, I don't have a weapon or anything on me, so I guess my only hope is to just somehow greet it in a way and hope that it's not here to kill me.
What are you gonna do, Jeff? If it walks in like and
I
goes,
would stare at it until it said something, and if it didn't say something, I'd go kill it as best as I could.
I'll try just whatever you got.
what would you use?
My fists.
There's
If it just-
there's a multi. You have a multi-tool
Oh, yeah, I
sitting
have
out
a
there. So
multi-tool.
yeah,
What if it
something.
just came in and just stared at us and did that for like 15 minutes, just staring at us?
I would,
I couldn't handle that. I couldn't handle that. I couldn't handle that. No, during that 15 minutes, I would stroke out from high blood pressure. So, yeah, no, that I
Just
couldn't
walks
handle-
right at the door.
Yeah.
One walks here and one walks in that door, and they just stare at us like we.
No, it wouldn't happen for 15 minutes. No,
What are you gonna do?
I don't know. That'd be something. I'd try to run by it and get out of here, or I don't know, or I guess just have to do like, just fight or flight. You got to choose one. Yeah.
That would be the weirdest thing.
Oh, it would.
Because then, like, the three of us would be like,
Yeah.
like we
Yeah.
wouldn't know if we could talk, and they'd understand us. Be like, hey, do you want to attack
Yeah.
this thing?
Yeah.
You get that one, I'll get that.
Yeah.
And they might have super hearing.
They might, and they might, but they might not understand our language at all. So we might be able to say whatever we wanted to say.
could be telepathic, man. They
Could be,
read
could be
everything.
reading all of our thoughts. It's kind of like the dog. You go up to a house and there's a dog out in the yard, and the dog's just barking like crazy. Like I know what to do with a barking dog. A barking dog generally is just trying to like intimidate you, and but it's the dog that just kind of sits there and just stares at you. That's the one that's going to bite you.
That makes you uneasy.
Yeah. So I mean, that's the ones you got to be. So yeah, I mean, I would much rather them just come in here and just start screaming at us or doing something.
I love the awkwardness of like aliens just coming here and just staring at us.
Just having to stare down for like 15 minutes.
Would be the weirdest thing. Like I don't know what I'd do. I think I would do something so unexpected. I think I would just go over there like and get chip bags and just start opening them and like throwing them in my mouth or something and just see what they did.
I think that would be the way to go because they've been studying us for a long time.
They don't know.
So they know what to kind of they know what they think to expect.
Right.
So yeah, I think going as completely random and
Yeah.
unexpected as possible. Yeah,
I don't
think
know
that
how
would be
thick
the
that wall
best
is
way
right
to do
there
it.
either.
Yeah.
But I might try to like tear it apart.
Let's make a deal right now. Let's make a pact right now that if that were to happen, the first thing we do is we all take off every stitch of clothes we're wearing.
No, I'm not
Yeah,
doing
I
not
think we
doing
should.
that.
I think it's going to be
If
the
I'm
best.
getting anally probed, there's going to have to be some work put into it. That's all I know.
I think that's
I'm not making that process. I've watched enough alien movies, and I'm not making that process any easier for anybody.
I think that's the way to go, man. Like we just start just doing and then just throwing stuff and going crazy.
What
Just-
if you took off your clothes and they took off their clothes?
I'd probably put my clothes back on.
Like you didn't say anything. You just took off all your clothes and they went like sit there for like 2 seconds and they took off all their clothes.
That's true.
Then it gets even more
Because if it was
awkward.
two human beings that walked in here and just stared at us, if you take off your clothes, more than likely they're leaving because they don't want to be a part of what's going on. But yeah.
Oh, if they take
Yeah.
off their clothes too, then I'm really scared. If two like just crazy individuals walk in these doors, start looking at us like, "What are you doing here?" And then like I took off my clothes and they took theirs off, I'd be like, "Oh my gosh, we're in trouble. We're in trouble." I do not know what I'd do at that point.
Oh well, I guess our best bet is that Space Force will do something because you talk about colonizing the moon, we got to get further out than the moon. I
If
think.
I was going to the military, I would be joining Space Force.
Yeah. We got to get further out than the moon. I think we need to be talking about like Venus and Mars. We need to get far enough out to where if something comes in, we have a couple days heads up.
That's Elon Musk's plan, isn't it, to get to Mars?
Yeah.
So
It'll
I
probably
got
happen.
a billionaire working on it, so hopefully it'll
That's true.
fix the world.
He probably has more money than our government.
Yeah.
So, strong possibility. So, yeah. So until then, I don't know. But I'm thinking I'm thinking what you guys both just said. I'm thinking you need to act as randomly and as unexpectedly as possible.
If we take off our clothes
Yeah.
and the aliens took off their clothes, I'm peeing immediately. I'm just going to start peeing everywhere. That's what I'm going to do. Just know that. I'm going to pee on myself. So I'm not like attracted to them. I'm going to I'm just going to do whatever I can.
Just pee and then just lay down in the puddle you made.
Yeah. And roll around in it.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's good because, I can't think of a being, earthly or non, that wants to.
I told myself a long time ago, if someone tries to take advantage of me, I'm going to pee on myself.
Well, hey, I can't think of any better way to prepare you for aliens and everything that 2020 has for us than that, really. So unexpected, random, and hey, man, if all else fails, man, just pee all over yourself. Get as much on there as possible. So, any closing thoughts today?
Nope.
Q?
That's it.
I don't know where you go from there. Hey, once again, thank you for watching on YouTube. Thank you for listening wherever you're listening. Hey, we got a new spot. You can check us out, Amazon Podcast. Amazon has podcasts now, and we are up and going there. Thanks to our beautiful producer, Rena, who is on top of everything. All right, so go check us out there. Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcast, and anywhere else you like to listen to your podcast. We are there hanging out. Go check out our YouTube page. We're going to keep putting up reviews and things like that as well. So, hey, once again, thanks for listening. On behalf of our producer, Rena, that's Q. I'm Nick. The universe is once again a safe place to live. You're welcome.